I am going to read the Throne of Glass series for the first time. I like never cry reading books. What? This hurt. I have been meaning to read the Throne of Glass series for such a long time because I'm such a huge fan of ACOTAR and Sarah J Maas. I think that she does excellent world building and just making you so invested in her characters, her plot, her setting. Today, we are going to be starting just ignore that. The Throne of Glass series. I bought it on Amazon for $11. That's probably my greatest accomplishment, is that I paid $11 for this series because I had so many Amazon gift cards. Not only am I reading it by myself, but I convinced my book club to read it with me. We have made the decision to start with The Assassin's Blade. I know that this is kind of controversial and different people do different reading orders, and that's okay. Personally, my book club just decided that it would make more sense to start with the prequel and understand what's happened chronologically rather than in order of release date. We are starting with Celaena and all of her adventures before the setting of Throne of Glass. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys along with me. We're gonna have spoilers. Let's go. Just got to the part where Sam died. Not only did he die, they plucked his eyeballs out, Butcher and Blackbird style, mutilated his body. This one quote just absolutely destroyed me. She knew the world still passed by, unaffected by the death of a young man, unaware that he'd ever existed and breathed and loved her. She hated the world for continuing on. I'm supposed to go on after reading that? And I finished it pretty quickly. I read it while I was on vacation in Canada, so I had a lot of time during the road trips and in between basketball games, and I ended up rating it 4.5 stars, so a really good start. If you don't know how it's set up, is that it is divided into different missions that Celaena goes on. So she's an assassin. There are different settings and missions and adventures that she goes on throughout the book. First one is like a pirate lord, right? And then she's in the desert, and then she's in the Empire. The one thing that I will say about this is I completely understand why people recommend you start with this, because it makes me so invested in Celaena. Knowing what she went through before the series even started. She went through so much just to get to the start of the series. I am rooting for her so hard. I want her to get revenge. I want her to get justice, and I'm so excited for her development. Everything that she's been through has been so difficult, and we don't even know what happened in her childhood. They allude to how Arobynn, her mentor, found her before he took advantage of her, before he trained her to be an assassin. She didn't even want to tell Sam what had happened to her. To have her mentor betray her, to lose her love, and then to get sent to a prison camp. And not only that, but Arobynn set her up, conned her out of all of her money, knowing he was gonna set her up anyway, putting distrust in Sam, setting up Sam to be killed, all because he got jealous of Celaena and Sam. Horrifying. He still doesn't know who was behind all this. Great start to this series. It makes me so invested in her, and I love knowing her backstory. Not even to the full extent, but just a little bit that I learned made me love her so much. So, huge Celaena fan, and I'm so excited to start Throne of Glass next. Just an update for you with Throne of Glass. I read a huge chunk today and I'm about 75% of the way through. Really like this book. I really like the mystery aspect of it. It's just so different than Assassin's Blade. I feel like Assassin's Blade was very into the work as an assassin and like what her life was like, and everything about her just so drastically changed. Her environment, her experiences, the goal of her life right now is different. There's a lot more magic in this book, a lot more mention of the gods and goddesses, the wiping of magic, fae, like there's just a lot of different aspects that weren't covered in the prequel, which isn't a bad thing. It's just so different, and I like it because I love supernatural things like that. What I will say, this is a personal problem, okay? This isn't a problem with the book. Because I am so chronically online, and because this book series has been out for a very long time, I know who these people end up with. I know who Celaena ends up with. I know who Dorian ends up with. The only one who I don't know is Cole. I'm not really sure who Cole ends up with. Because of that, I'm having a very hard time being invested in the romance in this book, because I'm like, I know it's gonna amount to nothing. So why am I gonna be invested in this? I do still really feel bad for Cole, because Celaena is attracted to Dorian. She is like entertaining his, crush on her. She has no idea how Cole feels about her. She started maybe thinking that he was handsome, and then she looked at Dorian and she was like, I forgot all about him. But like, in my opinion, I just wish that he didn't feel that way toward her. I wish they would just stay friends. Because I really like Cole. I think he's really cool. I like his character. Dorian as a character, I'm like not as obsessed with. He's still in the very early stages of like forming a personality. He himself says that like he doesn't really know what he wants. He also doesn't feel man enough at this point to stand up to his father, even though he does not agree with his policies. I'm just excited for that character development to happen. As far as like the mystery and things like that, I really like it. I was obsessed with Teen Wolf in high school, and this is giving me Teen Wolf vibes. The word marks, bodies, and like the different supernatural elements that are interacting with each other. I really like it. I think it's so interesting. Also, what's hilarious is that I was updating like my progress in Goodreads. First of all, I shelved wanting to read this book 10 years ago. I added it to my Goodreads 10 years ago. And 9 years ago, I attempted to read it and then I stopped. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember how I got the book because I don't own it. I don't remember if I rented it from the library or if I got it from a friend. I don't know where at all I would have started that book. 9 years later, here we are again attempting it. We are about to read the last 25% of Throne of Glass. I'm so excited. Let's get to reading. I think that it wasn't as good as Assassin's Blade. It was such a different vibe. As this stands as a book alone, I really don't think it's anything spectacular. It's good. I'll give it 4 stars, but I absolutely believe that the reason that I care so much about Celaena and her success is because of what I read in Assassin's Blade. There are so many references to it in this story. There is so much context that's given by that prequel that makes me like Celaena and root for her so much. I'm excited to progress in the series. The next book that we're going to be reading is, of course, Crown of Midnight. We are getting started with Crown of Midnight. It's been 6 pages and she's already murdered someone. She's productive. I'll give her that. The pace is so much quicker, the writing is better. We finally heard her real name. Her heart stopped beating. Aelin Galathynius, the lost heir of Terrasen. I'm probably pronouncing every single one of those names wrong, but oh my god, her name, her real name. I actually got chills reading it because like I knew it was coming. She kind of like mentioned like, you know, her name, like, you know, not referring to it, not thinking about it. They mentioned it and I got chills. I'm so glad that Dorian is letting Celaena go, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I actually like Cole and Celaena now, which means he's most definitely gonna die. That is just what I think. I think he's gonna perish because she is now reciprocating feelings and is feeling some very deep things for him that she did not feel for Dorian. So Dorian, I feel like, is gonna make it. He's probably gonna die, and so is Nehemia because she spared all these people. Hello peeps. Very nice outside. So I thought I was gonna read a bit of Crown of Midnight. I sped through the first 150 pages or 140 pages, something like that. It was so good. Much better than book 1. Like the pacing, the way it's written. So we're just gonna sit outside today and do some reading. Because it got too hot. Dorian has just experienced that he has magic, which awesome development. He's trying to figure out where in his family tree maybe, you know, it had come up before. Favorite little quote. Dorian ran a finger down his mother's family tree, his mother. It was dotted with Villiards, his father, along the way. A close mingling of their 2 families for the past few centuries that had given rise to numerous kings. So Dorian is like severely inbred is what I'm getting from that. So I've spent all afternoon pretty much reading, about 50% of the way through on page 210. Cole and Celaena are now together. It's cute right now, however, I see problems arising because he is still so loyal to the king. When she confessed to him that she wasn't killing all the men that he said to, which is objectively a good thing. No, he was like, you made an oath to him. Those men were corrupt. He didn't know that, okay? He just assumed because the king said so. And I get it. He's captain of the guard. Like, he's supposed to be loyal to the king because what did he give up his whole life for if not the king? However, Celaena hates the king. So like already they're valuing opposite sides, even though they do really like each other. He did say that he would leave the kingdom with her to like go and have a life with her, which is like way more than I thought. I thought they were gonna fight there and like that was it, but they got together after that. Another development I like, Dorian is now trying to see why he has powers. Nehemia is trying to break either Dorian or Celaena to join her in her cause at the instruction of Queen Elena. So Queen Elena has been hiding from Celaena. I'm not really sure why. Mort, the door knocker, who I love, main character energy, he's the best, tells her like, oh, she's like resting or like, you know, whatever. That's a lie. She's still seeing Nehemia. So much just happened. Cole gets kidnapped. So Celaena goes into death mode. It was like when Spider-Man is like, activate instant kill. Then it comes out that Cole was keeping the secret from her, that they were trying to go after Nehemia. Nehemia is dead. Just like I knew she would be, because I liked her a little too much. I want to know if maybe Nehemia knew it was coming and just kind of let it happen, in hopes that that would be enough to turn Celaena into a rebel. Never gonna forgive Cole for that. I reached 60%. It's dark, guys. Celaena is very depressed. She wants nothing to do with Cole. And Dorian used his powers to save her from killing Cole. She literally was gonna kill him. Like, no questions asked. She was gonna kill him. He literally was thinking of her as his wife. She wants nothing to do with him anymore. And Dorian, because he didn't know how to control his powers, he just stopped her. But she knew that Dorian stopped her. The one thing that I think is really cool about this book is that because it's in third-party perspective, it does flash to people who are not the main characters. So like, we just got a scene from someone in the salt mine, so happy Princess Nehemia was working on freedom in the castle, and they just got word that she was killed. And she just decided to kill herself. That was her one hope, and she had no one else left. I love how those scenes, because there are more scenes like that just incorporated in the book, I think it makes it so much more powerful and 10 times more tragic. It was 2 a.m. and I stayed up an ungodly amount of time to finish this book. Oh my god, when she jumped into the portal and turned into a fae, I had to stand there and stare at the wall. I had to just sit and be with my thoughts for a second, because when she started wielding fire and turned into a fae, chills, full chills, oh my god. And when Cole put it all together that she was Aelin Galathinius, I cannot wait to see her interactions with the fae in the next book. And also, I did not put together why she kept averting her gaze from the king until Cole said it, so that he wouldn't see her eyes, which are really noticeable to Run and her family. The detail in this book is wild. Nehemia really manipulated her. She gaslight girl boss gatekeeped her for the greater good. Oh my god, that was so good. I think I'm gonna give that a 4.5 stars. So much better than book 1. Sarah J. Maas, like, how do you even think about this stuff? Like, how do you create all of this? It is a new day and we are finally gonna get started with Heir of Fire. I am hoping that a certain someone, Rowan, is finally going to appear in this book, because it's been very dry in the romance department. So I'm really, really excited to get started with this. She is on a mission to kill her relatives, right? I just love that Celaena Sardothien, who's such a pompous person about her clothes, is so disgusted because she got confused for a vagrant. Is this Rowan with his face tattoo and silver hair? What is she saying? He might have been handsome. He's ginormous, muscular, has bright hair, and tattoos on his face. What do you mean might have? He is. The one thing I really just don't understand is when Celaena expects people to be upset with her for not doing anything for the last 10 years. And I'm like, girl, do you know what you were doing? Going through puberty. I don't understand why people would judge her for not doing anything when she was literally a child. We get Manon in this book too? Oh my god, I'm so excited. What a metaphor. He literally is stoking
fire with his wind powers. Okay, Sarah J. Maas, I see you. People keep correcting me. I know that his name is pronounced Kaol, but personally, he's just annoying to me, so I'm gonna keep calling him Cole. What is this going on with Dorian and the healer? It's so random side plot. I know it's gonna enhance the story somehow, but like, it's just so random, the two of them. When Manon is describing Abraxos, I can't help but picture Toothless. I know he's probably a lot scarier than that, but that's all I keep thinking. I really like the Witcher's chapters. It reminds me of Fourth Wing a lot, and if you know anything about me, I love Fourth Wing. I am so down bad for when the male main character tugs the braid or like hair of the female character. Ugh, it's such a good move. It's such a good move.
I've made lots of progress. I'm about 76% of the way through. I like the end of this book, like it's ramping up a lot. I feel like this book was truly a filler book. There wasn't a lot happening in the plot, just a lot happening to the characters. It was a lot of Selena being pushed by Rowan and training on her powers to not only develop her powers as a fae, but then also to accept herself for what she was. And by the way, I love Rowan. They finally stopped beating the crap out of each other. They were mean. He was punching her in the face. He was biting her. How do you turn the plane around? Like, honey, like when is the labyrinth moment gonna come? Finally, they became friends. They like really understand each other on like a very deep level. Except she freaking keeps thinking about Kaol. Like, forget about him. My God, you were together for a week. The book's getting really good. Oh my God, this like really hurt. This hurt. Selena found out that the king had wiped out Endovier and Calcula, the slave camps. I really thought that at the end of it, like she was going to free them and she was going to see those people again and that she was going to be the one to liberate them. And the fact that like Sarah J. Maas just freaking, nope, they're all dead. Now she's freaking pissed. So I hope that means she wants to be Queen of Terrasen, because I think that's how this ends. Like she has to be queen at the end of this. Cole is still wavering. I know his name is Kaol, but like I really don't care enough to correct myself. Is still wavering between both camps. I hope that hearing about the labor camps will sway him to fully join the rebellion, because right now he's still like going back and forth and people are calling him out on it, but he still doesn't know what to do. Dorian has this still sleeping with the healer woman, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna die. I think that that's what's gonna set Dorian onto the path of like, I am firmly joining this rebellion. I'm dissenting against my father. Manon and Astrid and like the 13 are just so badass to me. I really like them a lot. I do know that her and Dorian do end up together. Like, I don't know if they end up together, but I do know that they meet and that they are love interests. And I'm like, oh, when are we gonna get to that part? Like, just the concepts of the two of them makes so much sense to me, and I'm like so excited. Right now, Selena is fighting the Valg. She just found out that they're Valg princes from the other realm that were brought back from the time of Elena when she fought them. They're attacking Wendlin right now. Rowan like told him everything. I was actually really surprised by that happened in this book. She told him everything from the beginning because he wouldn't accept anything less. Like, he constantly pushed her and challenged her. He finally called her Fireheart, which I don't know how he knew like about that nickname of hers. And she said, I will follow you to whatever end. And I was like, ugh. I know they're just friends right now, but like, oh, the setup's so good. I'm getting distracted by the Vampire Diaries. Perfect fall time activity. I'm so happy with how Aelin, or I don't even know what to call her. Should I call her Selena or Aelin? I am so happy with how her powers are progressing. But right now she's like pulling an 11, like blood is running down her nose, like fighting these Valgs. And I'm like, Rowan, come back. Help her, help your girl. I just read possibly the most beautiful battle scene ever. Aelin, she's officially like Aelin Galathynius. Okay, she just freaking burnt the Valgs to a crisp after confronting all of her bad memories. Only 2 songs that are acceptable for this scene. Number 1, Living on a Prayer, the Deadpool version, the one that's like trending on TikTok. And number 2, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me by Taylor Swift, but Stranger Things version. Those 2 songs, this book. She finally said, I am the queen. I'm their queen, and I will rebuild this land for them so that when I see them again in the afterworld, I won't be ashamed. Like, I fear that when I get to the end of the series, I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. Oh my God. Third word key is with Arobin. It was a necklace that Selena had on. Are you kidding me? She's finally gonna confront him. Also, this line just, it almost made me cry. Once upon a time, in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom very much. That is so sad. The fact that like what brought her out of darkness was seeing her as a child, and the child version of her was like, get up. Because that child was unscarred and was loved and was in Terrasen. I'm like almost gonna cry right now. I am not the same person. I'm just simply not. Because the last line broke me. She was Aelin Ashriver Galathinius, and she would not be afraid. Oh God, she's gonna go back to Cole now. I mean, not to like get back together with him, but like also, I called it. Saoirse was gonna die, but I also kind of got a hint that she was a rebel when Ren was like, I have someone on the inside. I was like, is she that someone? Yes, she was. I did not expect the king to cut her head off. Like that scene was sad, even though I knew that they like weren't gonna end up together. Like sad. And Dorian unleashed all his power on his father, which was so gratifying, so good. But now he's one of those like dark thingies with the collars on him. What are we gonna do about that? How are they gonna free him? Oh my God, that's such a good ending. I think I'm giving this 4.25 stars. It's not a 5 because like this was a filler book. Like at the heart of it, like a lot of stuff happened at the end, but a lot of it was just training and build up for like what is gonna happen in the next part of the series. So it was a filler fantasy book, but still great.
God, Dorian can't even remember his name. That's awful. Oh my God, this is the first time that they're addressing her as Aelin Ashriver Galathinius, heir of fire, beloved of Malo Lightbringer and rightful queen of Terrasen, leaned against the worn oak bar and listened carefully to the sounds of the pleasure hall. I wonder if the king is being possessed by like a Valg or if he's just truly a piece of shit. Cole is Arobyn's client? What?
But last night I got to the part where they rescued Aedion, which was great. And she confronted Dorian. She was like, I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna give you a minute. Just show me some sign that you were there and I won't hurt you. And she was thwarted by Nasreen, and Cole was pissed at her. And then when you flash to Dorian's point of view, he was like, I was mad at her for not killing me. I get sad because the three of them, although they were fighting over Selena, like they were friends. They were really good friends. And now they're just not a unit anymore, and that does make me sad. But Cole's just being a little butt. Like he really is unfairly blaming Selena. I think because he's butthurt that she broke up with him, and then number 2, he just cannot get past her magic, which I think is so bizarre because Dorian is gonna be king. Like that is all he's loyal to. He's like, Dorian is my king. I'm loyal to Dorian. Dorian has magic. Dorian and Selena both have magic. So like if you're gonna be mad at one, you have to be mad at the other. Like keep the same energy. But I just think he's butthurt because she dumped him and he noticed that she was talking about Rowan. And it's so unfair because it's like, you know, everything she's been through and the fact that you're judging her on what she's trying to do for her own kingdom. The one thing that I think Aelin did that I didn't love was that she was judging Cole for leaving Dorian. You know, he wouldn't leave the service of the king faster, and therefore she blames him for like leaving Dorian. I think that's a little unfair because, bestie, let's not forget, you were the king's assassin like 2 seconds before. And I really want to read some more tonight. I just want to get to the part where Rowan comes in. I cheated a little bit. I downloaded the ebooks version of this and I searched for Rowan's name to see when he comes up. So I'm not that far from when Rowan appears on the scene. I need him to enter. I need him in it. Also, I feel bad for my girl Aelin. Missing him, and although I am very pleasantly surprised about her development of a relationship with Lysandra, leave it to the 2 girlies to bond over chocolate. So excited. Aedion just woke up, and first of all, it's so cute that they're like still bonding and like, you know, they're really happy to see each other. Aedion goes, even if there's another scent entwined with hers, staggeringly powerful and ancient and male. Interesting. Does that mean that Rowan and Aelin are mates? I really hope so. Can you have a second mate or can you only have one? Because I know that he had Lyria, the first one, she died. I wonder if that means that she wasn't his mate or you can have multiple. Finally got to the chapter where Rowan's there. Don't you love it when you give your platonic bestie a bath? People do that. You platonically wash his hair with lavender scented shampoo. People do that, right? He just revealed that he was blood sworn to Aelin, and Aedion just like threw a fit because in Terrasen only one person can have that and he thought he was gonna get it. I'm at 55% around there. and I was on a road trip for the last couple of days. And so I was reading while we were there and whatever. My sister actually got me reading while we were at a football game. But like, come on, how interesting is it when you don't know what's going on with the game? Like, I'm happy the team won or whatever, but like, come on, there's a lot of dead time. So I was reading Queen of Shadows. A couple of things that came up. Number one, I think the most interesting thing that SJM just dropped in there was that Lysandre's a shapeshifter. Rowan was like, why do you smell like that? Rowan was like, you smell a little funky. And Aedion was like, that's what that is? Lysandra doesn't actually look like that. That was her copying someone beautiful. She made herself appear to be more beautiful, and she doesn't remember what she actually looks like. And because the magic got cut off, she got stuck in this body. She was a child and she doesn't know what she would have become. That would like haunt me. Elodie just went down into Marath and figured out what was happening with, I'm sorry, I know I say Elodie, but it's totally Elide. Sees what they're doing to the Yellowlegs and sees that they're like forcibly making them give birth like multiple times to these demon babies. I don't know what is going on with SJM, but she just loves a watery bowel movement. She loves to describe fear with pissing yourself and having watery bowels. That is horrifying what she witnessed. And Asterin and Manon are going at it because Manon was raised really strictly and is like, you are not supposed to feel anything for these people. Like, you are supposed to be stone cold and brutal. And Asterin does not want to hear it. Eager to see what Manon does by the end of this book. In Aylin's world, she is currently about to face off Arobynn. God, the psychological torture. Arobynn did some cruel things to her, but he is a master at psychological manipulation. I will give him that. The fact that he made her wear the scented oil that he uses, not only to piss her off, but then to piss off Rowan because he's Fae. And so he's gonna be smelling that and knowing that she's smelling like a man that they hate. Diabolical, my God. It's just getting really, really good. Hi people. So I just wanted to do a quick update on Queen of Shadows because I have since finished. I couldn't sleep last night, and so in a panic, I just read the entire last 30% of the book. And it was chef's kiss. It was so good. I rated it 5 stars. My second 5-star read of 2024, and it is September. This book deserved everything. It deserves accolades. It deserves awards. It deserves everyone to freaking read the series just to get to this point because this book was so damn good. And I'm not somebody who like highlights a lot or like puts updates on Goodreads, but I like shared quotes to Goodreads because I was just so obsessed with it. We finally got the famous I'll bleed whatever color you tell me to bleed. Every interaction between Dorian and Manon, oh my God, the tension was so good. So happy that they didn't give up on him, that Manon ended up warning Aelin that he was alive inside there. They saved him, and I was just so happy that the three of them were together again. You know, not as a love triangle, but as friends. Cole and Aelin were fighting this entire book. I really did like that at the end of it, they were able to reconcile their differences as divorced parents and take care of their son Dorian because he absolutely deserved it. He's amazing. His powers fully developed and him and Aelin just absolutely destroyed the glass castle. I love the plot twist. The dad being possessed by a Valg himself. What a good premise that he destroyed magic not to gain his own power, but to hopefully protect his son and magic bearers around the continent from being used by the Valg. When at the end, Manon came back after having that talk with Asterin about how does love feel, she's realizing that maybe her grandmother is a little bit more corrupt than she was led to believe, and that she has some things to reconsider about like the soullessness of herself. She goes to see Dorian. What a good lead-in to the next phase of their relationship. I loved it. Aelin and Rowan, they are soulmates. The tension in this book, everything I wanted. It was fantastic. Like prancing around in her little nightgown, which she ordered in his favorite color, playing with her hair and like bathing each other. Like it was just so, oh my God. There's no way that they're not mates in my opinion. I just think in my opinion that Lyria was not his mate. I think that Maeve did something to trick Rowan or to trick Lyria
into thinking that they were mates so that she could destroy this very easily killable person to put Rowan in a place of despair so she could trick him into taking the blood oath. That is my theory. And speaking of which, I almost cried when Aelin reached Terrasen and she said Aelin Galathinius is home. Absolutely so happy for her. And the fact that she didn't just do it by herself. It was Rowan, it was Aedion, it was Lysandra, it was Evangeline, it was Fleetfoot, all these people who are so for her. To have her finally go home, it just made me so emotional. Oh, Elide, who has the word key given to her by Kaltain. Whoa. The fact that Kaltain was just so dead inside that she let everyone believe that she was still the Valg prince. Kaltain said that she was able to take over the mind of the Valg instead. I'm not really sure how she did that, but she was like, I took bites of him. So she decided to rip out the word key, the word stone, word key, and give it to Elide to take to Celaena Sardothien, who she doesn't know is Aelin Galathinius. Manon sent her to Terrasen. So good. I am absolutely obsessed with it. 5 stars. You have to read this. Now I am left with the daunting task of tandem reading. The next 2 books, Empire of Storm, Tower of Dawn, books number 5 and 6, but they happen at the same time. My book club wants to read them in tandem. My other book club member, Cassie, came up with a great idea, which was to bookmark the different chapters with Post-its. First and foremost, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark the chapters so that way I know when to flip back and forth. Not gonna lie, I have 2 bookmarks. I started a little bit of Empire of Storm because that comes first and it happens like I think chapter 5 or 6. We'll jump into Tower of Dawn. I have both books going at the same time. I am so scared. I've had this theory that Rowan is actually Aelin's mate. And I think this sentence confirms it. Aelin says, and through the rain and fire and ice, through the dark and lightning and thunder, a word flickered into her head. An answer and a challenge and a truth she immediately denied, ignored, not for herself, but for him. I think that word is mate. Yrene, Assassin's Blade. Oh my god. Yrene is like assessing Cole and she just does not give a shit. She's like, are you capable of using your manhood? And he wants to kill her. It's so funny. I love this interaction so much. Oh my god. Just finished chapter 11 in Empire of Storm. The matron of the Blackbeak Coven just said that Astrid has to die at sunrise tomorrow. What? And then because I'm tandem reading, no, I have to read chapter 7 of Tower of Dawn. I don't care about Cole and his manhood. I want to read about Manon and Astrid. I just freaking love Aelin so much. She's such a badass. Like, she's in her temple. She has a freaking crown of fire. She burnt a man alive from the inside to the point where he's just ash afterwards. Takes down the temple in 10 minutes. She's awesome. And then she goes to meet with Brannon and sees Maeve and pictures her getting her allies ready, and she sticks her tongue out at the ocean. I just freaking love her. Like, she's so badass, but then so cute and ridiculous the next moment. She's amazing. No, because like I'm actually so emotional. Manon decided not to kill Astrid and instead attacked her grandmother. There was this part where she was like, I just realized that obedience wasn't the most important thing. I wasn't born heartless and soulless. And that's when she decided to defend her cousin. And then her grandmother revealed that she's a Croken queen. That literally her most defining trait is the Croken red cape that they all wear. She took it from her first Croken victim. And that her father is a Croken king who searched for her and was killed by her grandmother. Are you kidding me?
And she raised Manon like that, like a monster on purpose to screw with her parents. And now she just blacked out. And now I can't even continue the book because I have to switch over to Tower of Dawn. Let me just be very clear. It's not bad. It's just that all of the action's happening here. And the action that's happening in there is Cole doing push-ups. Like, it's not the same, you know? Just not hitting the same. I have been in my tandem reading core. Finally got into the thick of it. And now I get to read Empire of Storm uninterrupted for like a billion chapters. Like, there's a middle section where I get to read like from chapters 30, I think like 36 to 51. And I'm so excited because it's like 200 pages. And right now, Aelin just got invaded by Deanna, who literally almost made her kill Rowan. Gave Rowan a message to be like, make her find the lock, otherwise none of this is gonna work. Took all of Aelin and Rowan's powers and like used it. Everyone on board looks terrified of Aelin. I just want to know like what's happening with her, like what the game plan is. Like, I just love that Aelin keeps everything to herself, and it's like a shock to everyone on her team when it actually happens. Like Lysandra becoming a sea dragon, no one knew what was happening. Least of all me, the reader. Tell me why when I read the part where Manon falls off her wyvern into the water and they cut to a scene of Elide and Lorcan, which by the way, horrible part to cut. Don't cut to them. I want to know what happened to Manon. I go, Dorian jumped in after her. I just knew it. I was like thinking about it when I went to the gym today, and I was like, I bet Dorian jumped in after her to save her. And it's confirmed he did. He dove in like Prince Eric. I love it so much. I'm ready. I'm really ready for more interaction between the two of them. I'm so excited. And also, Lorcan just saved Elide. She thought that he had abandoned her, and he was like, I will always find you, I promise. Kissed him on the cheek and was like, I'll always find you too. And my man was stunned. Stunned. I just read a part of Empire of Storm where Aelin takes a stand in the marshes to kill the army of Ilkin. The aura this woman has, are you kidding me? She incinerated them. And not only the fact that like she is just an unstoppable force, it's the multiple point of views of people around her witnessing her doing this that just does it for me. Aedion, Rowan, Lorcan, Elide, every single person, even the Fae, so in awe of her and her power. And you know what Rowan does right after that? After he sees her incinerate everyone, he just goes up and kisses her. And what does she do? She makes a matching fire crown for him. Are you kidding me? Like, no, it's gonna kill me. I know it's bad, okay? Don't get me wrong. I know that it ends poorly. I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but considering Aelin keeps saying nameless is my price and throwing up, it's not gonna be good. I know it's not gonna be good. What's happening over in Tower of Dawn is Nesryn and Sartok are trying to find the baby Rux that were stolen. And they find one, a little tiny hatchling, turned out to be a trap. And I texted my friend and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see this baby bird dead. Like, I hope they save it. And then I texted her 5 seconds later, never mind, it's dead. It's absolutely dead. Also, just a quick sidebar. Aedion being a bisexual icon just absolutely makes so much sense to me. And honestly, love it. The fact that he was like, yeah, I've hooked up with men. I've hooked up with men who I still work with. SJM really studied gay culture for that one. The fact that he's still friends with him, so good. I love it. So I just got to the part where Lorcan and Elide finally met up with Aelin and her courts, and Fenris and Gavriel are there to kill Lorcan. Elide steps in and shields Lorcan from getting killed, and he just loses it. Freaking love it. And now Aelin has stopped them from killing Lorcan for just a little bit. And I just love how everyone is teasing Lorcan over his new mate status. I think it's hilarious. Rowan's just having the time of his life about it. Manon, Aelin, Aedion, all of them love Elide. This little girl, they're like, we love you, like, we will protect you. I just love it. This poor girl has been through so much, and I'm so happy that like she has a family and a core again. It makes me so stinking happy for Elide. I love her. She's so kind and warm and generous despite how awful she's been treated. And why did it almost make me cry when Aelin was like, I just wanted to tell you your mom's last words were that she loves you. That's all she was thinking about when she let me live, was that she loves her daughter. This just made me so happy. Aedion and Lysandra are finally acknowledging that, you know, they have feelings for each other, but because of her history and like his history, it's like very tentative when it comes to like intimacy. And I just love that he said, he was like, this is my last hunt. He was like, I'm never going to waste a moment with her again. And when he pictures what he wants with her, he wants to introduce her to Terrasen, like his home. And what makes him so happy is imagining her like laughing and dancing and listening to stories and like going outside and just like being happy. And I don't know why that makes me want to cry. Like, that's so sweet. Her being like free and happy in his home is what he imagines for himself. And I think that's so sweet. Maeve is queen of the Valg? What? That's insane. Wait a minute. She wear a ring or something? Or does she look like that? Just read. My only plan tonight, my only goal tonight is to finish my tandem read. I am so close to the end, 80-something% into both books, and I only have like less than 100 pages of each book. It's getting so good in each book. It's just been getting progressively faster and more action-packed in each book, surprisingly, because like Tower of Dawn was really slow, but right now we're at a really good part because Nesrin and Sartok are running around with those, I can't even say the name, Karenko or something like that, like basically the Valg adjacent spiders. My best friend and I are hanging out tomorrow and she's already finished the entire series and she's like, dude, you have to finish so we can talk about it. That Elena's just led her to slaughter because she made a mistake and stole the lock from her father instead of letting him die to banish Erewhon. And Nehemia knew it the entire time. Oh my god, that is so messed up. And they keep saying, you know, what is the price? Nameless is my price. We're in the end game now, folks. We are finally at the part where I can just finish Empire of Storm. There's no more switching for the rest of Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn. It's just the finish, and I'm so scared. Aelin finally said, I know, I've known it for a while, nameless is my price. And Elena said that she was supposed to kill her when she went into the river. The gods were like, she's young, she's gonna die anyway, just use her now. And she couldn't do it. She let Aelin grow up. She wanted her to meet Rowan and to know what it felt like to be loved and to heal. For that, she's never gonna see her family again or any of her friends. She's going to be annihilated. She will never be at peace. Oh my god, it's just tragic. Aelin just gave herself up to Maeve and they whipped her on the beach. And the fact that she was like, I never thought I'd be in this position again. I dream about Endovier. I still remember what it feels like. Sarah J. Maas, you are a sadist. I cannot believe you. I was right that Maeve knew that they were going to be mates and that she made Rowan lose his mate on purpose and made him think that was his mate. I fucking hate this book. Oh my god. I love it so much. I fucking hate it. The idea that Elide was the one who was like screaming like, I will go with you, I will do anything. Like, no one was saying anything. It was just Elide trying to fight for Aelin. When they put that iron mask on her face, oh my god. And when they were telling her to count, I was gonna cry. It is 1:30 in the morning and I don't even give a shit. Oh my god, that ending was epic. So many things happened. Aelin's plan is batshit crazy. To have Lysandra shift and pretend to be her and sire babies with Aedion so that they would kind of look like her and Rowan. What the Rowan and her are married? What is wrong with Sarah J. Maas that she doesn't like to include wedding scenes in her books? Of course I want to watch my babies get married. The ending line. Unleashing a cry that set the world trembling, Prince Rowan Whitethorn Galathinius, consort of the Queen of Terrasen, began the hunt to find his wife. What a banger. When all of the people arrived on the beach just a little bit too late, the assassins, part of the Ash River line from Wendlin, Ansel Briarcliff, the witches, like everyone cool and iconic and everyone that owed something to her, all of the fleets, everyone arrived on the ship and she was gone. I cried. I like actually cried. Roman's right. He was like, she doesn't even think we'll go and save her. She did all of this. She orchestrated all of this to save them. She doesn't even think we're gonna come try to save her. And meanwhile, him, the 3 other down bad fae males that are there are like, we're gonna go find her. I'm reading Tandem, right? So I just finished Empire of Storm, which, by the way, in case it wasn't obvious, 5 fucking stars. This book was fantastic. This book was amazing. Every single part of it. Did it hurt me emotionally? Yeah. You know, that's actually a pro in my opinion. Like, I'm reading Tandem, right? So I'm reading Tower of Dawn too. Can you imagine? Because this is book 5. Can you imagine reading this the end of that. You wait another year and a half or 2 years. You read Tower of Dawn, which has 0 Aelin Galathinius in it. And then you wait another year and a half for Kingdom of Ash. I would have rioted.
What? Wait a minute. Falcon is Lysandra's uncle? Is everyone in this book related?
It is the next morning, and I have finished both Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn. I gave them both 5 stars because as a book by itself, Tower of Dawn, I know that I said it didn't compare to Empire of Storm, and it doesn't. But Empire of Storm is like a 6-star book. It's above everything else. But Tower of Dawn as a book alone, it's really good. Like, I loved the plot. The romance was really good. I even loved Cole and Irene. Nesrin and Sartok, I thought they were so good. The plot was good. Even though it was like a filler book in terms of Throne of Glass, I still really liked it. Also, the fact that Cole and Irene got married and they didn't show it. Again, what is SJM's problem with marriage scenes? Like, she doesn't like them? I don't really get that. And I've already started Kingdom of Ash, and I'm so scared. It's 1,000 pages. Girl, look how I'm reading.
It is 2025. It is a new year, a new Goodreads reading challenge, a new year to discover new things that I like, but I have one series that I am going to close out, and that is Throne of Glass. I am determined for Kingdom of Ash to be my first read of 2025 because I'm like almost 100% convinced this is gonna be a 5-star, like just based on how the series is going and the Goodreads rating, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna rate it 5 stars. I think it'd be super iconic if the first book of the year were to be the last book of Throne of Glass and a 5-star right off the bat. And so I am determined to finish this. Also, my book club is meeting on January 19th, and I have been demanded to finish this book. I want to finish it. I will finish it. I did read a little bit. I am at like 10% way through the book, which is 100 pages. Like, that sounds like nothing, but like that's a lot. It's just massive. We're getting through it. This will be my first read. I'm refusing to read anything else until I finish this. So I am reading Kingdom of Ash, of course, and Nox Owen just made a reappearance. I feel like this book is like my endgame. It's like every single character who ever was is coming back and helping in this battle, and I love it. But at the same time, I am like having such a hard time reading Aelin's torture scenes. Like, they're incredibly brutal. Like, the one that just happened, Fenris's brother just was made to kill himself. I just want to get to the part where Rowan saves her, because I think the worst part was that Maeve really made Aelin think that Rowan was not coming to save her and that he was still in Terrasen. She starts crying because she's like, I'm glad that they're all safe. They did what I said, but he's not coming for me. And I think that really broke her. That just makes me so sad. And they're in the wrong place. They should have listened to a lead and got a Doranel, and instead they're going to the Acadia Mountains or something like that. Oh, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Aelin's like having a breakdown, and she hears her mom's voice, and it says, Fireheart, 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 why do you cry? That's so sad. Good evening, peeps. It is the next day. It is in fact time to resume. Please ignore my struggling broken nail, and please ignore the fact that I look dead inside. I ran 6 miles today, but we persevere because we do not yield. I'm so excited because they finally found out where Aelin is. Elide just talked to Lorcan's ex. Kind of love that side plot. They found out that Aelin is in Dornow, and I'm so excited for them to be all reunited, and I really hope that Rowan really takes time absolutely carving the shit out of Karen. The things that Karen does to her, they're atrocious. Oh my god, Rowan is 1.5 miles away from Aelin. He can see her. Oh my god, Fenris was able to break the blood oath. He broke the blood oath, yay! That's so unfair. Lorcan and Gavriel found Aelin Galathinius before Rowan. Are you kidding me? Rowan just chained Karen to the table that he did to Aelin. When he woke up and saw it was Rowan, he peed himself. So sad. She's like begging them to take the mask off, and the lock is so hard that they like can't immediately take it out. They took away her scars. Are you serious? Aelin saved Fenris's life by giving him the blood oath.
That's insane. I feel like because Maeve had messed with her mind, she made Aelin believe that when she first came to Doranel, Owen was sweet on her and courted her for months and they fell in love very naturally. I'm assuming she repeatedly kept doing that or changing their story. Now that she's seen Rowan, she's like worried that this isn't real, like this isn't really happening. And so she's being really cold towards him and I'm just so sad. I want them to have a minute together to talk. I love this facet of Throne of Glass, how the little folk are like partial towards Aelin. He never so much as heard of the little folk talking, but there was his queen, his wife, his mate murmuring with them. I love that they like take care of her and that they really care about her. Keltane is back! Oh my god! I feel so bad for Dorian. He like is so self-loathing right now. Who do you wish to be? Someone worthy of my friends, he said into the quiet night, a king worthy of his kingdom. For a heartbeat, snow-white hair and golden eyes flashed into his mind. Happy, he whispered, and wrapped a hand around Damaris's hilt. Let go of that lingering scrap of terror. And then he was able to shift, and Manon caught him. Marath figured out that Aelin isn't there. They're now brutally attacking Aedion and all the forces in Terrasen. And they're wondering why Aelin isn't burning everything to the ground. Their forces are just outnumbered against it, and I feel so bad for Aedion and Lysandra. Okay, I'm so mad at Aedion belittling Lysandra after she just fought for hours. And he's like, it's your fault we're here, it's yours and her fault that we're here. I thought they were gonna have a nice moment together, and he's just being an a-hole. I'm so sad for her. She just got done being tortured, and they already have to fight. And she goes, I'm so tired, Rowan, and his heart strained again. I know, Fireheart. I like so badly want to keep reading, but I have to go to sleep. I am 332 pages into this book, which is insanely 33% way through. I just ended at a really cute part. So they're going through the caves, like trying to escape Doranel. Aelin gets out of the boat. She's like, stop the boat. And she just hops out and Rowan's like, okay, I guess we're hopping out. She says that she wants to get gold, but her true reasoning was because she wanted to get rings for her and Rowan because all of her scars are gone. She was like, if there's one thing that I want to remind myself of, I'm gonna put rings on us. And I think that was so sweet. I am roughly 50% of the way through the book. I was so addicted. All day at work, I just kept thinking about this book, and at lunch, I read a little bit more. It's affecting me so much that I can't even imagine what I'm going to feel when we get to the climax. Let's just go over all the things that have happened. Number one, everyone found out that Lysandra was impersonating Aelin. Aedion finally came to his senses and apologized to Lysandra, like literally got down on his knees to grovel. And Lysandra's like, get out. You humiliated me. I want nothing to do with you. You call me useless. As she should. He was being an a-hole. Then, number two, Yrene is pregnant. It wasn't even Yrene who told Cole, it was his dad. I feel like he should have been more mad about that. But anyway, happy for them. Why does SJM like Cole so much? Like, she really likes him. Like, the fact that he got his own book to develop his own romance and go through his character healing and is pregnant with his wife in the final book. Aelin has not used her power yet. Fenris thinks it's because they burned her when they were torturing her, and so she's scared to use it. Like, she might accidentally hate it. And I think she mentioned that when she was getting tortured. She was like, they're trying to make me hate my power. I think that's so sad. So right now they're in battle. Her and her sworn blood oath boy band go steal armor from Cole's dad. Aelin's like, give me a second. And they all go out to fight. And they're like, where the heck is Aelin? She comes out in all gold, rams her way into battle. What a freaking fashion icon. I can't love this character any more than I do. On the other side of the story, Manon just got crowned the Witch Queen, and the Crokins finally recognized her as their queen. She wore Rhiannon's crown because she killed one of the High Matrons. So the three High Matrons went to attack her. She fought all three of them at once. She killed one. She let the Blue Blood Matron go, and she tried to fight her grandmother, and her grandmother fled. I love the parallel between Dorian and Manon. Cole said, looking at Dorian, he didn't look like himself. He looked like a king. And Dorian watching Manon fight her grandma, he said, I didn't recognize her. She looks like the queen of two people. Love it. Every single one of these characters is getting such good development. The lead and Lorcan just had the most romantic, tragic scene. And it was because Lorcan was injured on the battlefield and a flood was coming. Lorcan says that his name on her lips had been a summon he could never deny, even when death had held him so gently, nestled beneath all those felled, and waited for his last breath. If they don't get back together for this is the thing. It's like so much like end of world stuff is happening. It's like, this isn't the time time to have a situationship. Sadness, I have to go to sleep for the night, but I reached part 2, Gods and Gates, and the last line before this part goes, a beacon glowing bright in the shadows of the mountains, in the shadows of the forces that awaited them. Aelin lit the way north. I am so excited that now everyone is heading towards Terrasen to fight. And I can't imagine what it's gonna feel like to watch Aelin or read Aelin on that battlefield fighting for her home. I thought Dorian near lost his mind because he was working with Maeve. And of course, SJM loves to reveal the character's thoughts about plot in the last second to be a jump scare. Died when Dorian trapped Maeve, destroyed Marath, stole the 3rd word key. This boy was putting in the work. He ensnared Maeve's mind and said, World Walker no longer, he said, as his raw magic shifted her own, changed its very essence. I suggest you invest in a good pair of walking shoes. What a sassy little bitch. I love him. Also, the fact that he is a shapeshifter and he shapeshifted into a woman's body and was like, I need to try some things. And I was like, I panic was panicking. I want him to get his own book. I'm like 70% in the way through the book right now. Aedion and Lysandra thought they were gonna die, and so they were like professing their love for each other. Manon and her 13 come, and she said, we came, Manon said, loud enough that all in the city walls could hear, to honor a promise made to Aelin Campanius, to fight for what she promised us, a better world. I like never cry reading books, like not like that. Oh my god, I hate this book so much. Lysandra began weeping, seeing all the Crokins flying in. Yeah, me too, Lysandra, okay? No, I'm not. No. Because Abraxos just had his throat bitten by that freaking yellow legs Iskra, whatever her name is. I really can't have him dying. That's illegal, actually. And if I stop the book here, will it really happen? I don't think so. She said, Abraxos, hers. He was hers, and she was his, and the darkness had chosen them to be together. The fact that Manon said please to Iskra and said she would beg, she would crawl if it bought him the chance to live. She didn't care about any of it. The wastes, the Crokins, and Iron Teeth, her crown. She didn't care about any of it if Abraxos was not there with her. Oh my god. She said to Abraxos, I love you. Oh my god, thank god. Petra Blueblood just saved them. Damn, that fight scene was described so well. No. The 13 stalked toward their mount. Sorrel clasped Manon's shoulders as she passed, then climbed onto her wyvern's back, leaving Astrid before Manon. Her second, her cousin, her friend, smiled, eyes bright as stars. Live, Manon. Manon blinked. Astrid smiled wider, kissed Manon's brow, and whispered, live. Manon didn't see the blow coming. The punch to her gut so hard and precise that it knocked the wind from her, sent her to her knees. She was struggling to get a breath down, to get up, when Astrid reached Nareen and mounted the blue mare, gathering the reins. Bring our people home, Manon. Manon knew then what they were going to do. They're gonna yield. Thought that they were going to, but I thought Manon would do it, or maybe Astrid. Not all of them. Everything that Manon loves is gone. I feel like this is the first chapter where Manon admits how much she loves the people around her. Abraxos, her cousin, her family, and now they're all dead. For hours, Manon knelt on the battlefield, Abraxos at her side, as if she might stay with them, her 13, for a little while longer. And far away across the snow-covered mountains, on a barren plain before the ruins of a once great city, a flower began to bloom. God, I fucking hate this book. Oh my god. That's not fair. They decided to forge the lock now. They're too far from Terrasen. They put it to a vote, and they all voted for the lock to be forged tomorrow, which means killing Aelin. Fuck them all. Aelin's just been through so much. There was a point in the book where Elide asked Aelin, were you thinking about that during being an assassin or during slavery? I'm sorry, what a wild question to ask anyone. The amount of career shifts this girl has been through, she's literally keeps saying to Rowan, like, I want it to be done with. Not that she wants to die, but she's like, I just want this burden off of me. Rowan fell to his knees as the 3 word keys within Aelin's arm dissolved into her blood like dew in the sun. They're gonna live happily ever after. Like, I can't, like, no, I can't accept that. Dorian can see his father? Why? He doesn't have a name? No! She pushed Dorian and took his father's hand. See, this is what makes me so sad, is that everyone can see what an amazing person she is, and still she thinks so little of herself. So she might finish this alone. Payment for 10 years of selfishness, 10 years away from Terrasen, 10 years of running. You were a child. You are still a child. She's still 19 at this moment. That's crazy. Shut up. He has a message from her parents. Shut your mouth right now. They are so very proud of you. They asked me to tell you that they love you so very much. And then the debt has been paid enough, Fireheart. Once upon a time, in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom. Did they just destroy Elena? Aelin was trying to bargain for her life, for her afterworld life. She was no lamb to slaughter, no sacrifice on an altar of a greater good, and she was not done yet. Aelin met Mala's burning stare. Do it, Mala said quietly. Oh my... A flick of Mala's fingers and symbols rose from it. Hidden within the words, the feathers, word marks. Rowan had hidden word marks in her tattoo. Had inked word marks all over it. A map home to him. Who's gonna do it like him? She passed through a world of snow-capped mountains, under shining stars. Passed over one of those mountains where a winged male stood beside a heavily pregnant female, gazing at those very stars. Faye. That is not ACOTAR, is it? That's not Rhysand and Feyre. Don't even... Winged male, beautiful beyond reason, snapped his head toward her. She arced across the sky. A blast of dark power like a gentle summer night slammed into her. Not to attack, but to slow her down. You are joking that Rhys brought her back to her land. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Now I have mixed feelings. She's not a firebringer anymore. I absolutely hate the trope of the female main character losing her powers. I wanted her to march in to Terrasen fucking on fire. I really wish that she was able to keep that power. I feel like that would have been a really good full circle moment because the whole time they'd been calling her this bitch queen, Mala's firebringer, abandon us. And it would have been great if she could walk back into Terrasen with all of that power. Against the snow, he was nearly invisible with his white fur. Would have been invisible were it not for the golden flame flickering between his proud, towering antlers, the Lord of the North. And at his feet, all around him, the little folk. Snow clinging to her lashes, a small sound came out of Aelin as the creature nearest curled its hand, beckoning as if to say, "Follow us." The others gaped in silence at the magnificent, proud stag who would come to greet them, to guide home the Queen of Terrasen. The fact that when she was being led to Endovier, she saw a stag, and now Lord of the North is going to lead her home. Oh my god, she's finally there! Oh my god, they reached Terrasen! Oh my god. When Aelin threw herself at the rungs lining the catapult's wheel base and began pushing, turning it away from Orinth, from the castle. Precisely as Aelin had told him Sam Corlin had done in Skulls Bay, the catapult's mechanism allowed her to rotate its base. Rowan wondered if the young assassin was smiling now, smiling to see her heaving the catapult into position. Why am I still crying about Sam Corlin 8 books later? Gabrielle's dead? No! If there's one thing about Aelin Galathynius is that she will make an iconic one-liner. Maeve extended a hand before her, darkness swirling in her cupped palm. There are no gods left to watch, I'm afraid. And there are no gods left to help you now, Aelin Galathynius. Aelin smiled and Goldrun burned brighter. I am a god. She unleashed herself upon them. My girl. And Yrene killed Erewhon. So I just finished. I don't know what to do with myself now. That was beautiful. It was everything, just everything she's been through. And for her to finally be home and to be queen, that was amazing. In case you couldn't tell, 5 stars, obviously. That was so good. What am I supposed to do now? Like, what am I supposed to do now? Sarah J. Maas, you owe me money for therapy, I swear. It has been a couple of days since I finished Kingdom of Ash, and I think you can tell by my reaction that I absolutely gave it 5 stars. Don't have the words to describe how much not just this book, but the series as a whole meant to me. I don't think I'll ever be the same after reading that series. I'm someone who loves fantasy. I've read so many fantasy books, so many different series, and it takes a lot for me to be so attached to it. It says something when after reading the series, I just can't stop thinking about that world, those characters, and it's been days, and like I'll be washing the dishes, I'll be doing work. What's happening in Throne of Glass? Like, what is going on with Aelin Galthinius? What's happening with Rowan and Lorcan and Elide and Manon and Dorian and Aedion and Lysandra? And I think that is really due to a couple of things. Number one, I am a huge romance girly. Like, don't get me wrong, I love romantasy. Romance is my main genre, but there's something to be said about a character who has more than one purpose. Like, wasn't always about the romance. And don't get me wrong, Rowan and Aelin truly enhance the story. They are such a beautiful couple. There's something to be said when the purpose of the main character is driven by something that she's been working towards her whole life, when it has to do with something so noble and so courageous as taking back your home for the people of your homeland. I don't think I've ever read about a book character who's been through more. The fact that she went through so much and still came out on the other side fighting for her people is just ridiculous to me. And we didn't even spend that much time in Terrasen. Just the way that everyone talked about it, her, Elide, Aedion, like the way that they spoke about their home and descriptions that they gave of what it used to be and what it could be again made me believe in that place and made me want to save it myself. This series just had so many beautiful characters. Even the side characters had such immense purposes. Like at the end when Manon broke the curse and when the flowers erupted from blood, when the iron had melted, the curse was finally broken. That was beautiful. The fact that every single character, despite, you know, there were being so many, a lot of them had great character development. Don't know if I'll ever find a series like this again. Like, what do I do? It's just so magical and beautiful, and if you haven't read it, please take this as your sign to read it. Even if you watched all of this with all the spoilers and you know what happens because I've reacted to it, it's not the same as reading it, so please read it. It is just beautiful and magnificent. I know the series is complete, it's done. However, I felt that Sarah J Maas snuck some possible Easter egg open doors situation. Number one being the fact that Feyre and Rhysand were in here, which I did not expect. And just the mention of them and them interconnecting to this series in some way does make me feel like maybe she'd be open to revisiting this world, and I would not be mad at that. The second thing I feel that could be a great opening, the story of Manon, particularly as a character, is unfinished. The entire world that she knew is gone, and now she's trying to rebuild her home. I would love to see that character develop more, especially because when Manon was first introduced, it was very clear that she was raised to believe that she didn't have a soul and that she didn't have a heart. She was just coming to terms with the fact that she was made to be a monster, and that's not how she inherently is. And she felt her mom and dad kind of standing behind her, encouraging her to take the place as Queen of Witches. And I think that that emotional development is unfinished, because even at the end, Dorian knew that if he said anything about wanting her and wanting to be with her, he knew that she would cut and run. I would love to see more development between Manon and Dorian. I think Sarah J Maas was right in ending it in the way she did, because they just weren't there yet. But I hope that that was her way of kind of leaving the door open for perhaps a witchy continuation. But I do want to say that this series has changed my life. I cannot believe that this is over. I've been reading this for months and months and months. Obviously, I recommend this series to everyone. If you have any other book recommendations for any other series you would like me to try reading on this channel, please let me know. And if you would like to see more vlogish, bookish content of me, I also have a vlog channel where I do some more casual reading videos. I'll link that down below. I love you guys. Can't believe we finished. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.